What's going on, plant peeps? Kevin, Outdoor Inspirations, glad you're here with us. So today it's fall weather, great planting time for shrubs, trees. Some perennials are still available, so we're using those, but we're doing a landscape design installation for a small area, for a natural area, for a homeowner in Apex. So we started with a landscape design. So that's a good way to put pen to paper, come up with ideas, colors, varieties of plants, as Blake tries not to trip backwards. And we went back and forth with the homeowner to say, hey, what do you think about a camellia over here or an azalea there? And doing a plan ahead of time, no matter small, medium, or large project, is always a great idea because it gets the customer synced into what the designer thinks could look good and will look good. So as we approach, this is a backyard setting, has a lot of mature trees, and then we'll start here at the deck. You know, you have a very low profile deck, so we want low profile shrubs. So, you know, we chose this spreading yew. So that spreading yew is always a good one. Yew, love the yews. So those are gonna spread, stay low, moundy, evergreen, and resist deer. They do have deer traffic here. So, you know, this is gonna fill out these beds really nice. We've got new plants coming later in the week. We're gonna fill in some more with some bulbs, some amaryllis. We're gonna have some hydrangeas flanking the kind of sunroom area. I believe that's, we'll look at our landscape plan right there. Yep, it's little lime hydrangea. Okay, cool. So now we can come over this way and, you know, flanking the back, you can see this is a kitchen with an awesome view, you know, to that wood line. So we're gonna flank all this frontage here with a really radiant abelia, it's called. So it's gonna be bright, stay low. So we're gonna stay under this windowsill with our max height, mature height, and it'll flank and just start growing in as a hedge and be really bright and colorful. And abelia is an evergreen, so that's a nice plant to have. And as we turn and burn this, we've kind of redesigning the bed lines here. We're gonna encapsulate this kind of feature they've created ahead of time. And Shim's over there, he's planting now some catnip, which we call Walker's Low catnip. And what he's doing is he's amending the soil. We're using Daddy's Kickin' Chicken composted soil. What we do is we excavate soil, we mix it with the really good compost, and then we add that in. So it gives it an introduction to good soil, and then it starts to calibrate, and it goes to the native soil. So as you know, as a plant comes from a nursery, it comes from enormously awesome soils. And so in order to get it acclimated to native clay soils that we have here, we're gonna half and half it. So we're taking clay soil out, we're amending that, so you're getting basically 50% of what you have in the pot of really amazing composted soil. And that way it acclimates slowly into its you know, permanent home, so to speak. All right, and then we're gonna flank the catnip with this gorgeous Shishigashira Camellia. Has those wonderful pink blooms on it. And then we're gonna focus now on the big main part of the natural area. And they had a lot of big old style azaleas, so we saved which ones we could save. And we are adding new azaleas. So this one's more of the encore azalea that'll bloom more often than the old school varieties. So you have old school that's once a year. Now you have new school encore series, which blooms at least twice a year. So you get prolonged blooms. We're gonna put a nice ornamental tree here. Okami cherry, it doesn't get too big. It'll be a nice specimen to give them some visual height as they look back into the deep woods. And then centerpiece kind of to this whole arrangement is this star magnolia, which we got a variety called Merrill. And this leads into some winter jasmine that'll have that beautiful, not this, they'll have a beautiful yellow flower late winter, early spring, and that's an evergreen. And these will continue. One thing I love about winter jasmine, especially for hillside retention, is that winter jasmine, if we take a look, Blake, down low, winter jasmine, as it grows out and the branches start hitting the ground, this will actually grow roots wherever this knuckle hits the ground, and it'll root in here and then bounce up again and start growing and multiplying. So this plant will get tremendously wide and aggressive with its rooting habits. So it's a very good plant for stabilization. We're gonna flank another cherry tree on the opposite side of the main middle bed here. We're gonna pine straw everything in really heavy with a nice 4.5-inch layer of pine straw. And that will, once it gets wet, it'll compress back down to that 3-inch mark was what you want. What we want to do is about 3 inches of settled pine straw mulch. And so if we take a look, we'll bring in the plan. So the plan, we can see out the, what we're thinking of doing with the client. We show the azaleas on the left. We show the focal point of that magnolia in the center. And this is a great tool, design work, because it puts the customer on the same page as you, the designer. We can make edits very quickly. Click of a button, hey, what about this plant? Let's change it to this color. We can move plants. We've actually moved plants with the client because she wanted to add and subtract some plants, so we moved things around. So that design was a great way to facilitate all that movement before you're actually here hitting the ground running planting. So we're excited about seeing all this come together and come to life, and we're gonna water everything in real heavy and then watch it grow. That first year the plants kind of sit there and just get established and acclimated to the new soil and environment. That second year you get a little bit more growth, and that third year, they call it the leap year, things can really take off.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like for us, and you can hit our icon right here and hit the subscribe button. That'd really help us and support our channel. You can also click our latest video over there in the top right, and then below that it has a recommended video from our channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, keep those plants healthy.